Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and this is going to be a follow-up video to a video I did about 3 months ago. So basically, to catch everyone up to speed, I'll leave a card somewhere up here so you guys can check out the first part of this, the first video that I did 2-3 months back. But essentially, there's this Greek film festival. I'll leave the name of it right here because it's a very long name for a festival. And 2-3 months back, I found out that my films had been accepted into this film festival. Very long story short, I found out that the organizers of this festival essentially reward themselves. They give themselves the award. So best film goes to themselves. Best actor goes to themselves. They nominate other films. For example, they nominated my films Quince and Corner in several awards, but for the most part, they won. They had a voting system where they had a website where you could vote on your favorite film, your favorite actor, actress, so, you can win the awards, possibly. But given how little promotion they gave to it, they essentially won. They basically did everything in their power to win their own festival. And you can find out more about that in the first video I did. Go check it out. The card for it is somewhere here. So why am I bringing this up again? Well, essentially, I found out some very interesting information about them. But before I even get into that, I want to do 2 corrections, so to speak, from my original video. Now, the first one has to be with an individual called Konstantin Balabanidis. So why am I bringing this individual up? In my first video, I had stated that he was associated with this film festival. The reason being is because he also had a disproportionately high amount of votes. And I'll be honest, this is a Greek festival. He has a Greek sounding name. I'm gonna be honest. So I said that this individual was associated with the film festival. After I put out my first video, this individual actually contacted me and said, hey, I'm actually not associated with this festival. He says he understood where the confusion stemmed from, but if I could please remove his name from the video, do a correction somewhere. And I did try to edit the video to the best of my abilities. Thing is, it was already posted, so I had to do the YouTube editing crap, and I kind of fucked up the video a little bit. There was a blur for a good minute because I had to blur out his name in the portion of the video. But yeah, and we kind of discussed why I thought that he was associated with the festival. He understood where my confusion stemmed from, but essentially he was following the Facebook page, so when they put the polls up, he promoted the crap out of it on his end. He did agree that they did a really bad job promoting it. He didn't realize how bad they were. He just thought they were bad at promoting the polls. He didn't realize it was like, oh no, it was so that the organizers themselves could win. Now, there's another individual that contacted me after I had posted my video, and sorry if I mispronounced his name, but their name is Eleni Anagnostopoulou. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. But this individual also contacted me saying that they also wanted their name removed from the video and for me to basically apologize. For this individual, however, I will not apologize. And there seems to be some confusion with this individual because it seems that this individual didn't know that they were nominated, essentially. They're curious as to why I had called them out. They thought it was unfair. They didn't even know their film was in competition to begin with. I researched this person a little bit further because I'm like, let me double check I didn't accidentally throw this individual under the bus by accident, like I did with Constantine. And it turns out that their film, the films that they were nominated for, were also made with Leonardo Thimo, who is the head film organizer of this festival. I explained that to her, and this individual, Ilani, she straight up didn't realize she was nominated. She didn't know. She said she would talk to Leonardo, but she thought it was unfair that I had called her out. I'll be honest, and maybe I sound like an asshole. If you guys want to hate me for this one, go ahead, but I don't care in this one. In this case, I will not apologize because you still benefited from being nominated and winning awards because of your association to Leonardo. Give a damn that you didn't realize you were nominated or not. Leonardo still nominated you and your film because he also worked on it to get awards for his own films and for your own films. At the end, you still benefited from your association, whether you knew you were nominated or not. So I just wanted to point that out. But that also means that means Leonardo is also nominating people without them knowing. He's also submitting films without other people knowing, if that makes sense. Which What a great individual. Now that we got that out of the way, here's where I really wanted to say in regards to this festival. So I left a review on their Film Freeway page. If you guys don't know what Film Freeway is, it's basically the website where you can submit your films into film festivals, and I had basically left a review on saying why they're so corrupt, as well as putting the link to the first video I did at the bottom of my review. As you can see here, they did not take kindly to my criticisms.
So I want to make this quick note very fast because I didn't notice it when I was first editing the video. But right there where you see on the picture, you may contact the submitter directly here. That's my email right there. I didn't realize this till like right now. Literally, as of the moment that I am recording this little portion of the video, this little voice memo, this video is going to be up on YouTube in about an hour. So yeah, that's why I had to like take it down, do this quick memo, and do this quick edit to cross on my email because they leaked my email. So, that's great on top of everything else.
In fact, as you can see here, the person who responded, Zoe Zyman Padris Dotir, I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. She basically tried to shame me into saying, how I'm basically a bad person and being disrespectful for calling them out. Keep in mind that Zoe Simon won, in quotation marks, Best Actress. So yeah, and I say won in quotation marks because originally they had awarded me the awards for Best Actress, or better said, Chloe Stringhammer and Melissa Almanza, my two actresses from Quince, Best Actresses. Let me get into that very fast. They awarded me the awards I rightfully deserved, realized that my films were the ones who won, and then tried to revoke my wins. And then I put out this review. I forget if I put the review out before or after they realized it, to be honest. But yeah, they tried to shame me. As you can see in this image, I'm basically calling them out. Yes, as you can tell, that's on top of the fact that, yeah, as you're reading that, they also, I guess, downgraded, I guess that would be the word, right? Or switched the nominations for my actresses. So, because originally my actresses had won Best Actress, both of them. Chloe and Melissa, they both had won Best Actresses, and Zoe, she got like second place, I think. But they switched my actresses to Best Supporting Actresses, even though they're both the lead. They're co-leads, if anything, they're whatever. So that Zoe could win Best Leading Actress. So there was some fuckery, to say the least, in that regard. As you can see, I'm basically calling them out, saying how, hey Zoe, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, you are associated with this festival in some degree. I could just go on your IMDb and see which films of yours are nominated, winning, or etc., etc., etc. So yeah, and me basically calling them out how they shouldn't essentially advertise themselves as a legitimate film festival, and how they're basically taking away opportunities from legitimate filmmakers. And here, let me just add this one here now. This is basically the message saying that they're trying to revoke my wins, even though I won. Because I'm calling them out on behavior, which I thought was great. Now, eventually, I was blocked from Facebook, from their Facebook account, their Facebook page, and I'm like, screw it, whatever. And this is where it kind of gets juicy. So this individual, and I crossed out their name because they asked for it, actually, and you'll understand why in however many minutes. But this individual saw the video and basically came to my defense in their Facebook page, and they're basically calling them out. This individual is basically explaining how their film was also nominated, and of course they're calling out the festival, they're backing me up, and they don't necessarily agree in the manner which I call them out, which is fair, but they still agree that they should be called out. But the main point that this guy touches right now is the semi-finalist nominations. And I'll be honest, I forget if I explained this in the first video, if I'm being completely honest. But basically the way they see semi-finalists is basically as an honorable mention. Several other individuals kind of commented about this on their page, their website, about how it's unfair, and some people got a bit more heated than others. And that was basically it. As you can see here, he added the link to my video at the end of his comments, which, I like the fact that he's, promoting the video, promoting them, to get called out, essentially, which I really like that. Then you have here Zoe and Lorenzo Smith. Lorenzo Smith is Leonardo Fimo. It's just a different account for this guy. And here Zoe's basically asking what film. I don't think he ever actually answered what film he took a part of, or he directed or produced, or whatever he did for. But here, Lorenzo Smith, who is Leonardo Fimo, he admits to basically doing this. He admits to basically accepting his own awards, and then tries to again call me out. He basically tries to call me out and says that I should be apologizing. So that was fun. And honestly, this explanation makes kind of no sense for so many reasons. He says that, first off, he says that this is something he's been doing since 2013, but then also says that this is just the beginning. I have no idea. And then he basically says that the reason he's taking credit for winning is because a lot of these films are not on IMDb, which I don't think is a good explanation, especially because, you know, I agree there are a lot of films that aren't on IMDb, but that doesn't mean you should be taking credit for. If I'm understanding this correctly, and if you guys want to disagree with me, go ahead in the comments below. This is how I interpret it. If your film is not on IMDb, we will not give you the win, and I will give myself the win because your film is not on IMDb. The fuck? Am I the only one who's interpreting it that way or not? I mean, either way, he admits to giving himself the award in one way or another, as a producer or director. And then he has a kind of a typo here. It says, please start being disrespectful. I'm pretty sure he meant stop. In fact, the individual who he's responding to actually corrected him in the next comment that you'll see pretty soon. But he says, and I kind of like this line, please start, I'm pretty sure it means please stop being disrespectful because we don't want to delete the awards of Daniel Mart and his team who works powerful for the short movies. Even though they literally just tried to take away the awards from me. Yeah. Next up. And then I like this response from my friend. I'm gonna call him my friend from this point on. But he basically calls him out. He says that basically, I mean, essentially you're reading it here, but you know, he states that there's a lot of filmmakers who also run their own festivals, but they're not inputting their own films because it's a conflict of interest. And then he goes on to say that by trying to take away the awards from me, it's a form of censorship. You know, which, you know, I basically like. And he also comments on their deceptive tactics, well, on how they're promoting themselves as a festival. He at the end, I kind of like how this individual is like saying, hey, if you're going to continue doing this festival, you know, try to like be more honest with it next year, essentially. Which, you know, that is true. They should be more honest with it. I don't think they will, given what happens next. But yeah. And then here's the other comment where he's like, also, I'm pretty sure he meant stop being disrespectful. And then here's where he says I could have said, have my message been better, like I could have gone about it in a different way, but you know, he still understands where I'm coming from, which is fair. You know, if you don't agree with the fact that I'm calling them out, that's completely fair. You know, it is what it is. I just feel that they should be called out. Am I in the wrong? Am I in the right? I feel like I'm in the right. I feel like I'm in the right. If you think I'm in the wrong, that's up to you. What you think doesn't bother me. I'm just doing what I think is right. Simple as that. But yeah, but even then, he still says you're attacking this young man's character, me, without addressing his concerns, which is true. And then I like how he basically guessed the fact that I got blocked because I'm not commenting anymore, which, hey, homeboy was right. And then here you're seeing a comment. So the top comment is actually a comment from a completely different filmmaker who's also pretty pissed off, to say the least, about what happened with this festival and how they essentially gave themselves the awards. And this is basically another filmmaker calling them out. So I like how there's more than one person also actively calling them out. And at the bottom, you have my friend, who's basically stating the whole honorable mention semifinalist debacle. He's saying how he himself doesn't really concern himself with it, how he doesn't care about it himself, but he understands why other people are pissed off about it. But, you know, again, he is surprised that this is something, like a lot of my other previous accusations, this is something they haven't touched at all. They've just said, hey, this guy is calling us out, we don't like that, censorship. My friend, I really like my friend here because he's actively calling them out, as they should. Oh, and here you have that same individual, the one from previously, commenting more of his thoughts on this festival. We can read them here. Again, he's rightfully so pissed off. So there you go, just a little bit more. I like how he says, he quotes something that he said, even the films in question don't matter to them. what they really care about is stealing prizes and advertising themselves through a festival that never happened for us. And honestly, I think that's correct. I think out of anything here so far, I think out of anything here, that's basically the biggest takeaway from this. What they really care about is stealing prizes and advertising themselves through a festival that never really happened. I mean, honestly, that should be the main takeaway from this festival. And I like how he ends it with, "I'll see you at a real festival instead." And as you can see here, this is my friend, and he's basically responding to the previous filmmaker and saying how he's trying to also advertise the falsities, so to speak, of this festival. It sucks that he himself can't review the film because I guess he's not the one who submitted it. The film, basically, very fast how it works on Film Freeway. In order for you to review a film, your own account has to, one, submit the film to the festival, and then actually get accepted into the festival. So like, for this festival, I, of course, which I did, I can review this festival, but my friend, Jace, for example, who's one of the other producers on my films, he can't review it because he didn't submit it, and he didn't get accepted into it. So that's the only way you can actually review a festival. And I also like how at the end, he's like, "And yes, I too will see you at the real film festivals." And that's just great. I love it. And here's where we get to the real juicy stuff about this film festival. So this is a private interaction of, DMs that Leonardo had sent to my friend. Again, I blurred out the name because he just doesn't want to be exposed like that, which again, completely understand. And Leonardo, I'm not gonna block Leonardo because fuck that guy, but Leonardo, he's saying, hey, he doesn't appreciate the comments that my friend has been leaving on the page. He says that they are rude and inappropriate, and that's why they took it down. I'm not sure if he got blocked, or maybe they just deleted the comments. And again, he's still trying to defend his action, saying we like supporting our filmmakers just like we like supporting other filmmakers. Everyone doesn't seem to understand this, even if it's very simple. Filmmakers supporting filmmakers. You must stop causing us trouble, or else other things can happen, and we don't want that other things to happen. And my friend, he pointed out, like, is this some kind of a threat? Like, that's literally the first line. Is that supposed to be a threat at the end? Honestly, I love my friend here because goddamn. Keep in mind, like, I've never talked to this guy before or whatever. Like, this is some guy who literally, like, you'll see why he ended up contacting me at the end of this whole interaction. I mean, yeah, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a threat. And as can be seen with what happened to me, they're open to, like, trying to revoke your awards and nominations. I am curious though, like, what can they threat, given the fact that that's really all they can do? You know what I mean? And I like how my friend, he tries to, like, come at it at both ways. Like, is that supposed to be a threat? But he's like, I understand having the need to support other filmmakers, but the ways in which you have done it, he done it, are unethical because you're choosing you and your companions to win within a rigged system. Now, he still states I maybe didn't do it in such a tactful manner, and he's basically still trying to explain to Leonardo that that's where my main criticisms are coming from. I like how he says, I doubt you'll listen to reason, as at this point, talking with you has been useless, but that's the last of it. And as for your threat, go ahead. My dear friend, if anything, it's just another burden for you. What a shame to be so insecure that you must go to such drastic measures to deliver an empty threat that won't once come into fruition. Round of applause to my friends here. And then you have here Leonardo still trying to say that he's supporting filmmakers. This is all bad drama we don't need and like. Just because Daniel didn't win some awards, which I did, we just revoked them or tried to revoke them. He has no right to make a video on why we immoral. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say why we are immoral or we're immoral. And then he's saying how I'm the one who's taking drastic measures. And then this is what I kind of like. And this is where we kind of get into the crux of the main thing I wanted to call them out for. And because of his immaturity, we have been attacked and given few negative comments, which is unfair. And like I said, they've been given negative comments on their main website, and they've gotten some negative reviews on Film Freeway. So they have gotten some negative comments, criticisms, reviews, whatever. But there is a but, which you'll get to soon. I like how my friend says comments are warranted. The boy has a right to complain. It's bad drama because, you know, they caused it. Everything that's currently going on is consequences of your own actions. And this is where you get interesting. So he goes on their Film Freeway page and he says, I noticed that yes, there are indeed some negative comments, but by some miracle, there seems to be a large amount of positive reviews. Positive reviews that I must say I find rather suspect. Not to mention just the utter volume of reviews you have suddenly acquired. 53 reviews. Now, I think at this point they have like 60 to 70 reviews. I would need to double check. Not even 1 week ago, you barely had 4, and now you have 53. I presume they are all indeed truthful reviews. That is a matter which I shan't delve deep into, but I must admit it is rather suspect to have such a high number of reviews when just a week back the reviews were rather minimal. This is where we get to the fun part. The reviews are the true, except the ones that lie. Like Daniel Mart's review. There are some liars, but most tell the truth. And I'm assuming the ones he claims are liars are the negative reviews. And you can tell the truth too and put this behind you and me. I can help you write a good review and then you post a yes. That way we are all happy. You see why we are so good and popular and you leave this drama. Next. I help many of the people there make the reviews they left us. And then you can tell us how much we pay you to make the review, but not too expensive. 50 euros is most we will give you. You help me and stop the lying, and I help you. And a win situation, I'm pretty sure that's a win-win situation, is gotten. What do you think? That's why they have so many reviews all of a sudden. They are paying people to review them on Film Freeway. And of course here you can see my friend's response. He's basically disgusted, tells him to basically fuck off, never contact me again, bye. And because of that, that's when my friend, he came to me, he told me, hey, heads up, this is what's going on. And I can't thank him enough for this. What the hell? I like how he says he's dishonorable and all this stuff, but, and you know, this is a disgusting way to tarnish your reputation. So not only is this guy giving himself the awards, not only is this guy trying to censor anybody who criticizes him, but in order to bolster his own reputation and his film festival's reputation, he is willing to pay others to give them a good review. 50 euros, which is about, give or take, about the same amount here in dollars, about 50 bucks. That is disgusting, to say the least. If there was any more of a reason to not trust this festival, we found it. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do with this video. Expose them further for their basically disgusting behavior that they've shown time and time again. Just show how shitty essentially these people are. They give themselves the awards, they censor anybody who tries to go against them, they try to take awards from people, demote other people's awards, whatever. And then when they're under attack, they try to hire, or I guess better said, pay off people to write good reviews under their festival. And that's basically why I wanted to make this second video, to basically expose him further. Don't submit your festival to this. Don't submit your film to this festival, because you won't win. You won't get a fair shot. It's all gonna be bullshit at the end of the day. And if these people are willing to go to such tactics, I mean, like my friend and the other filmmaker said, just go to a real film festival. This isn't it, essentially. That's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.